What's up, guys? It's Dr. Cheese, and today we're gonna be doing a little fruit ranking video, tier list, if you will, of some common fruits. Ooh, look at all the delicious fruits going on here. This is so cool. You know, I thought today we can like stop and smell the roses a little bit. Just enjoy God's creation, you know, just the wonderful fruits, just some of the fruits of this world. So we're gonna start off with the apple. Now the apple is like kind of like the Mickey Mouse of the fruit. It's kind of like the Pikachu of the common fruits. You know, it's very round, it's very red. You get some yellow spots here and there. It's just it looks really aesthetically pleasing. Let's give it a try. So, the thing with the fruits is that there's like two different types. You have your tangies, your zappy fruits that have that zap flavor, and you have these nice little sweet, soft fruits. And I believe the apple is one of those, the softer fruits. You know, when you bite into it, it's a bit of a crunch. It's very sweet, overall, it's just an apple, you know? Apples are pretty good, but I think I'm gonna have to place them in a B. I feel like there's a lot more fruits that I like better than apples, but hey, it's an apple, it's pretty sweet. Pick one up at your local Food Line, Walmart, or wherever you get your podcasts. All right, so we're gonna be going in a little bit of a color order. So we're gonna move on to the orange. So I gotta admit, it's a little unpeeled. It's not the best representation of an orange, but like, hey, you gotta work with what you got sometimes. So yeah, this is an orange. It's looking pretty tasty. All right, oranges going in. I actually really enjoy oranges. When I was a kid, I didn't really appreciate them as much as I should. This is a huge example of one of those tangy, those zappy fruits, you know? Oranges are very acidic. They have that tang that slaps your tongue as soon as you take a bite. Makes a good first impression. So I think for oranges, I'm gonna have to put oranges in an A. I highly recommend you eat more oranges, and yeah, pretty cool. All right, next fruit we have the banana. Ooh. Now the cool thing about the banana is that it's not just a fruit. Like, it can be used for multiple purposes. You use it as like a little Nerf gun or something. Pew, pew, pew! Or you could use it as like a boomerang. I could throw it and it'll come back. See, look, I have like a headband. Again, I'm sorry, I didn't get the best representation. It's a little brown, it's a little speckly. That's because it's been in the fruit jar for a while. So, all right, here's the cool part about bananas. There's not really like too many other fruits that do this, but they have like this peel thing. You can just peel them and it's like a little cup holder. It's a cup holder for itself. Look at this, like, it's a cup holder. You can hold it without getting the actual banana on your hands. Like, genius. All right, bananas going in. So, here's the thing with bananas. It's a rich fruit. That sounds really weird to say, but it's kind of like cake. You know, cake is sweet, but it's not like a tangy sweet. It's a cake sweet. And that's really what the banana is. Like, it's one of those fruits that it's just rich, you know? It's just its own thing. Banana A. Let's move on. Next fruit, we got the grapes. The thing with grapes is that they usually come in two variations. Anyway, this is the green variation. So yeah, the green one is more like bitter than the purple one, obviously. So yeah, let's just give it a try. I don't know why, but I can't think of anything interesting to say about grapes. We have like grapes so often. Like my mom buys like so much of them. They're like I feel like we eat them. They're like the most fruits we eat out of the fruits. It's just, I don't know how to describe a grape's taste. Like, it's just a grape, you know what I'm saying? Green grapes. I really don't want to be mean to the fruits, so green grapes, I'll put it on B. Alrighty, we got 3 fruits left. Let's move on It's one of my favorite fruits. The pear. Ladies and gentlemen, the pear is one of my favorite fruits. I don't know why. Oh. The texture is squishy. I feel like I could squish this in my hand, like that dude from Despicable Me. Let's just like give it a bite, actually. We can just give it a bite. All right. Oh, dude, that's so good. Dude, I could just not get enough out of pears. It's like listening to a good song, and you know if you listen to it for too long, it's eventually gonna get old, but it doesn't, and it just keeps going and you don't get old of it. That's what a pear is to me. I could just never get enough out of pears. They're just so good for some reason. And on top of that, they just look so goofy, you know? I feel like this is like my spirit animal. It's just a pear. All right, pears S. One of my favorite fruits, man. Alrighty, guys. We got 2 fruits left on the cutting board. All right, let's just keep going with blueberries. So this one's like, it's a little hard, so I expect it to be more bitter. Let's just give it a try. Oh yeah, that was definitely bitter. This one is like a mushy one. It's much more mushy. So that means like it's more like old. It's more developed. So let's give it a try. Yeah, that one was less bitter. It was a lot more well-rounded. Blueberries, give it an A. Yeah, blueberries are an A. They're pretty good. Our last fruit is the kiwi. The kiwi is actually really interesting, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So first off, the skin. It's a really unique skin. It's very fuzzy, you know? Not like the other, like, and this is a fairly common fruit, so that's kind of unique. It's a very fuzzy fruit. So it looks kind of weird, you might think. It looks kind of like, I don't know, it's just a brown fruit. How would that be any tasty? You just have to wait to see what's inside. You see, once we cut it open, look at that. It's like a work of art. Look at how good this looks. It just looks like, it's such a work of art. And I really just think that's a huge metaphor, that rather on the outside, the beauty is on the inside. That's such a beautiful message coming from a fruit, guys. Kiwi going in, last fruit. You know, that's gotta be one of the freshest things I've had today. It's like a culmination of all the best qualities of a fruit, you know? It's the hydration, the sweetness, the sourness, the aesthetic. It's such a good fruit. Look at this. I think kiwis, they're an S tier. I think they're S. Kiwis, S. All right, guys. That concludes my little fruit ranking video, tier list, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, make sure to have a pretty swell day or night, whenever you're watching this. And make sure to eat fresh. Bye-bye!